Howdy ho folks, it's your multiversal medium here for another episode of absolute garbage known as Harvestella. Last time we left off, we unlocked 2 of the 3 endings and started working towards unlocking the 3rd. Yes, we're officially in chapter 10, the final chapter before we're finally done with this game. We can finally put it down here in a bit. So, like I believe I said last episode, I took a break in between episodes. I kinda just took a week off, did me for a bit, tried to relax. I don't know if I ever actually went to where the Autumn Seas Light was to try and gather some stuff, since we actually have some time in between cutscenes and we're actually able to do things. Anyways, in between this recording and last recording, Fantasy Life, like the girl who steals time, came out. Oh my effing gosh, I'm loving it. So that came out, and I did like a short mini series thus far. It doesn't seem like it's super picking up, so that's probably all it's going to be. And I realized something. I know I talked about it in an earlier episode for Harvestella, but I realized basically, yeah, it looks like I already gathered stuff. Okay, yep. I realized something, because Fantasy Life isn't technically written well. It's honestly kind of written silly. It has its issues, it has its plot holes. It's perfectly okay that way though. And well, like I said earlier, I did mention this a few episodes ago. I don't know how many. Harvestella is a blur, man. Like, I feel like Rick James. Like, Harvestella is a hell of a drug, man. It's not a good one. It's a really not good one. It's always a bad trip every time you pick this game up. Anyways, I don't dislike bad writing. Heck, I think I even partially went over this in Immortal Life, because I mentioned, like, yeah, I like trashy manhwas and stuff. I'm perfectly fine with bad writing, actually. It's just the fact that Harvestella thinks it's good. It's just the fact that it's, like, so pompous about its writing.
Come on in.
That it refuses to even try to acknowledge the fact that it may actually just suck. And that's the long and short of it.
Cheers.
It's not the bad writing in Harvestella that truly irks me. It's the fact that it's played and written and handled as if it's the best writing. It's why I believe I mentioned I don't think I'd actually be able to do Stranger of Paradise. Yeah, it's memey and hilarious in a vacuum, but you spend like 90 plus hours in a JRPG where it's actually, can I just, let's just fish for a bit. Take the first episode and be a bit more chill about it. Get back into the swing of this game, because it's going to drive me insane. Actually, no, let's just try to get it over with. I immediately changed my mind. It's like, why would I extend how long I'm playing this game? I want this over with. I'm hoping I can finish this game this recording session. Anyways, 90 hours. It might not be 90. I don't know how long Stranger of Paradise is. Maybe it's like 50 hours. But 50 hours of just written one-to-one. It does not think it's being stupid. Horrible edgelord writing would drive me insane. And that's what's happening with Harvestella. It thinks it's good. Fine, are you awake? I can't remember any voices, and I'm not... Actually, did I do any voices? I've been doing voices for Fantasy Life because I actually care about that game. Okay, do you need something, you freaking dude that just... Well, it's a woman. It's a woman robot. It's a fembot. Which means Austin Powers would make those purplish bits turn really, really a bright shade of red. Anyways, you just walked in. Usual nonsense. Why do I have a house? Nobody cares. Nobody respects me. Affirmative. You do need something. Cool. I hate you already for that. I just received a communic from Nivalis. A communic. Why can't you just say communication? Okay, starting strong. Starting strong. It's been a week. I had a wonderful joy of getting a new game that I love and I've been wanting for like a... Has it been a decade? When the first Fantasy Life came out? I've been wanting a sequel to Fantasy Life for a long time. And I know there was on the smartphone, but we never got it and I don't like smartphone games. We may be able to find a hint that will help us bring Quietus to an end. Okay, cool. What'd they find? I really don't care. Can you just like leave letters or can we like meet up somewhere else? Why do you just walk into my house without telling me? You didn't even knock. You just walked in and be like, hey, what's up? Let us go and see for ourselves. I have yet to confirm it myself. Why doesn't anyone in this story tell things? Into the Castle of Illusion once you are ready. Like, dude. Dude. You barge into my house first thing in the morning. Hey, what's up? Do you need something? Yeah, we may have figured out a means of stopping Quietus.
First thing to be harvested.
Wow, that's awesome. What is it? We haven't confirmed anything. Anyways, you got to come over here. Why don't you just tell me? I'd never tell. Why would I do that? It's not part of my character or any character to tell anything. We just beat around the bush. Okay. Anything harvesting? Oh, we actually have some apples. So we can harvest all these, get them into these juicers, and try for 5 more cool berries. Oh my gosh. Was that last recording session where I just like went days and days with only getting like 1 or 2 cool berries over like 3 days? Was that last recording session where it just perfectly encapsulated my entire rant about how bad the material gathering and everything in this game is? Like, let me put it this way. I had been gathering from those 2 nodes I just did mining wise for like a month in game. I think last recording session, I just found out you can get gold from there. I didn't know that because I'd never gotten gold from there when I'd been mining from there for a month in game. The harvesting in this game is garbage, man. And it's the only way to get certain materials. I think I was just more flabbergasted during that recording that it kept happening where I just went days without either A, getting a cool berry, or I only got 1 an entire day. And I was like, that was 24 rolls of a 6-sided dice and I never landed on 2. I think that was the analogy I used. I rolled a 6-sided dice 24 times and never landed on 2. So yeah, this game's mechanics suck. And every once in a while, they just truly showcase why the heck I was complaining episodes ago about the game's mechanics. All right, we need 3 more. If we're super duper lucky, which we're not, we might actually get them, but we're not lucky.
See you later.
But yeah, it's every single NPC in this game will not just tell you things. Every single one demands you go somewhere else so they can tell you part A of a 7-part storyline thing, as they just chauffeur you around and lead you on this leash just so they can try and feed you bits of an exposition that suck. And they just hope, since they're giving you a breadcrumb of exposition, you're not going to notice that the entirety of that piece of bread they're giving you the crumbs of is stale and moldy. Like, oh my effing gosh. Oh, okay. Ooh, we actually got 2. Is this actually going to happen?
Here I go.
Okay. Starting to remember the controls, getting back into it, bad game, all that fun stuff. Horrible action RPG. Got it. Cool. Awesome. Oh, gosh. Well, like I mentioned, been playing Fantasy Life. I did a short mini series on it. Oh, looks like we're one short. Gosh dang it. Got my hopes up for nothing. But I did a short mini series on it. And it was just to see if anyone would actually want me to play through it, because I just wanted to share my joy. I was having a lot of fun, and it's like, okay, let's do a quick series. And after doing like, oh, so many episodes of just the beginning area, it's like, okay, we're gonna call it there unless people actually want it. But I gotta say, I missed having a super fun, chill game that I just had pure mirth over. That I was just doing out of nowhere because I felt like it. It's not that I don't have that on my channel. Frickin' Dread Delusion is that. Frickin' Immortal Life is that. It's just, it came out of nowhere, like shortly. I want to say like 2 days after I did the recordings for the episode before this. So I was still in the classic Harvestella slump of everything's garbage and I hate everything. Yeah, let's get another stack of these going. Because like doing a recording session for Harvestella legit kind of ruins a few days of my week. I am low-key grumpy for like a few days after this game because I just can't comprehend people putting so much money into making such a steaming pile of garbage. Like just one of the worst things. And I cannot comprehend people playing this kind of game and being like, yeah, this is the best. This is everything I always ever wanted. Just steaming pile of garbage. So I went from like kind of sort of grumpy because of, hey, I recorded Harvestella. That's just how it is. That's why I'm recording it right now. I'm trying to finish this so we're done. Oh, are we going to the foreshadowed place? That wasn't foreshadowing. Remember, we just walked by that door and they had to do an entire cutscene. They had to do a cutscene saying like, hey, this door's for later. We're not doing this door. You know, foreshadow. Because this game doesn't know what foreshadowing is. Yep, looks like that's what we're doing. This is stupid. It's genuinely stupid. This is like an in-game day later from us almost wiping out one or another species because we had no way to deal with quietus. One day later, one of the robots just sends Dianthus an intercom. Hey, we might have clues on how to stop quietus. This is so effing dumb. It really is. We're not doing any sleuthing. It's just a deus ex machina. This is 100% a deus ex machina moment. Like, the second we needed some way to stop quietus, because we're going all in on that, a random character off screen just like, yeah, just look over here and you'll figure it out. I hate this. I hate this so much. Oh, Hein, you're here. I think that's everyone then. Why does everyone show up when I'm told I only need to meet in a place? Like, seriously, why am I always the last one too? It's like they're all friends without me, but they know they need me to pay for stuff for them. Because none of them have a job. So, like, they do an outing, and one of them's like, oh, you gotta call over Ein or whatever. Oh, yeah, I'll call over Ein. And, like, I show up late, and they're all having fun, but they all, like, just kind of relax a bit and are as energized the second I get there. And then, like, I'm just expected to foot the bill for the restaurant that they've been eating at for the past 30 plus minutes before I got there. That's how this entire JRPG party feels like. Okay, so what's this clue to quietus you think you might have found? Dianthus didn't say they found one. They said Navalis did. Freaking reading comprehension amongst all these characters sucks. While we do not know if it will be useful, there may be information in Geist's chamber that we can use. This is just Geist's room? Why does a robot have a room? You guys are robots. Why don't you just like go into stasis or like recharge mode and then go over like cloud data in your virtual space with your software? Why do you have a room? Geist's chamber, you say? Shut up, Hein. When you say Geist, you mean the one who tried to destroy the world? That Geist? One and the same. Why on earth would he, of all beings, have any clue about how to end Quietus? No, Shrika. The question you should be asking is, why didn't we go into this room the second we beat him? Because that would have been the next logical step to find out why this dude wanted to destroy all life. He was the one who proposed the Heaven's Shell, correct? No. Like, wait, Shrika, are you that stupid? I thought she was supposed to be smart. No, I do not mean Geist's new persona. The Geist that you worked with? The former one? Yeah, the older one, yeah. Affirmative. His former persona? Yeah. If this dude had a freaking room, why didn't we go in it the second we beat him? I am still amazed. We got a memory chip and we never even cracked it open to figure out what was on it. That makes sense. There must be something that version of Geist knows. You know, like a memory chip that he gave us that we never looked into. He gave us the coordinates to Lost Gaia after all. No. No. He gave us a key to get on the pod, low-key. But like, let's be effing honest. I think almost any Omen's weird chip thing could have interfaced with that and opened it. The coordinates were probably just the last known coordinates in there. Shut up, Arya. I hate this game. Originally, Geist was part of a cloud whose goal was to quell Quietus. Weren't you as well? I thought you worked with them. Yeah, I was about to say, I was also a member. Like, you were talking as if it had nothing to do with you. But one day, Geist disconnected from the collective and began concealing information. So he's always been kind of a dickbag. Yeah. And do you think there may be something we can use in that information he squirreled away? I mean... This is so stupid. I'm not joking about the order of events. We should have come here after defeating Geist, and the info we got here should have sent us to Lost Gaia. If Geist had data about stopping Quietus, why would Geist go full let's destroy all life so that the Canes can live here or something? This is dumb. If they can circle it back in some way, shape, or form, sure, fine, whatever. But like, I doubt that. They've only been able to circle things back once. If this entire game was meant to be a chain of events, they only have one loop. It's not a chain. And the loop is like supposed to be 18 links in. That's the issue. Then why didn't we start looking here from the beginning? Wow, Meep Meep is probably the smartest character out of this entire group. Who'd have thought? If it were that easy, then we would have, obviously. That is just them Deus Ex Machina nonsense of like, well, we couldn't. But the room's still tight with a strict lock mechanism. We've never been able to open it. Why wouldn't we have tried Geist's memory chip? But this morning, some of the locks dropped off. Probably an effect of the proto-falling. Is this castle just held together with like shoestring and gum? Like, what do you mean some of the locks fell off? They were just physical locks that got knocked loose because the planet shook a little bit? Are you effing crapping me? Some of the locks to his door just fell off? If they were that loose and that pathetic, just bang the fucking door down. Just smash it in. What the absolute F? This is so stupid. Anyway, we should be able to open it now. I hate everything. I legitimately hate everything. So we can finally enter. Nivalis, you have our thanks. Just doing what I should. Oh, Novalis may be one of the best characters simply because we never had to interact with them and they just offer things to make this game hopefully end quicker. Let's get in there and start looking around. Shut up, Arya. You just went genocidal like yesterday. I don't trust anything you say. Like legit, she had a full genocidal meltdown. She had a full genocidal meltdown and there was no time in between where like the party's like, so yeah, Arya, what the F? Because it wasn't just her like, this is what I need to do for my people. She wanted to murderize people. She wanted to drop the stupid proto thing on settlements. She went pure evil edgelord. And we're not even going to talk about it. She went cruel. She didn't even need to drop the proto thing. Like I mentioned when we found out about that, there is a control mechanism at the top of this tower. She just wanted to kill people in a cruel, mean way. Like, what the F? So this is where Geist once called home. Wow, looks kind of pathetic. Welcome. Oh, hey, another one of those floating robot things. What are you, an enemy? What? That's every single time we have a cutscene, we have characters contradicting themselves. I would like to reiterate, this is not the first time. I don't even think this is the second time or even the third time we've come across one of these things. The entire amusement park arc, we were interacting with one and Shrika didn't have a dang thing to say. She wasn't surprised by it. She was whatever. She's like, oh, that's a floating thing. Cool. No, I harbor no malice nor any desire to harm you. Why is Shrika just assuming this is a thing we need to destroy? What is the point of that? We have interacted with these before. It is basically the same exact thing we interacted with in the amusement park. And as far as Shrika should know, it is non-aggressive because of that. Even if it looks slightly different. Because Shrika shouldn't know machinery. So as we can tell by the name, this is stupid already. I'm a miniature support device created by Geist former persona, Geist Mark II. I find it weird that it introduces itself as Geist's former persona. Does it mean this thing's connected to the cloud and has the information network? That's the only way that it would know that the other Geist is dead and a new Geist came about, is if it was told that or is connected to an information network where it gained that information. Guess what we're never going to get? Information about it doing that. That's just another plot hole. Geist Mark II? Correct. However, I am merely a program made to ensure the work you left behind is accomplished. You mean like eradicate all life? Think of me as a last will and testament. This is so stupid. If that's what the heck this was, Geist should have sent us here after we defeated Geist. Why did we not come here? It's so stupid. That's an interesting idea. No, Geist gave us a memory chip that we never even looked into. So what work did Geist leave behind exactly? 17 different accounts on Farmville, 13 different accounts on Candy Crush, and 1 account on Flight Rising. Surely you know already, the eradication of quietus, you know, by destroying all life. The locks on the door here were programmed to open in the event that you reject the heaven shell? What? What? No. No, I call BS. We are not doing this whole thing where Geist was a major mastermind that like set up 15 different ways to make sure we went down this specific path to do things how they wanted it to happen. No, I call BS. Geist would not have tried to eradicate all life in that manner. We have seen every cutscene of Geist before the boss fight with Geist, and Geist is low-key incompetent. I'm not even joking. Geist is incompetent as far as we're aware with every cutscene beforehand. Spring sees light, summer sees light, winter sees light. Geist is incompetent. Every cutscene we saw of Geist interacting with those sees light showcases they are incompetent in their planning and what they expected things to do. I crap you not, Geist is not a mastermind. Geist is purely incompetent. And it's not like that was meant to throw us off the course. You cannot say those cutscenes were meant to be like, well, Geist was putting on a persona and they actually were a mastermind. Spring sees light and winter sees light. We weren't even there for the cutscenes. It just showed us the cutscenes in a vacuum of what Geist was doing at the sees light, as if we messed with their grandmaster plan, and their grandmaster plan was just being stupid. Geist was incompetent. No, this is retconning how the character worked. And I don't like the character. It's just a retcon. And we're still in the effing game where it happened. Wait, can we slow down for a second? Shut up, Hazel. You mean to say that the past Geist even knew about the Heaven Shell? Why wouldn't they know about that project? That is correct. Geist, quote unquote, predicted that the project would be carried out by his restored persona. No. I am standing by what I just said. The Geist we defeated was 100% incompetent. They would not be playing like the super long haul game. This is so stupid. The scientist girl there, Arya, her presence could have been the final piece needed. At any rate, you rejected the Heaven Shell and have earned your right to enter this room. This is so effing dumb. I hate everything. This is... It's like they're just trying to whitewash history. It's so effing stupid. I see. So Mark II, how much do you know about Quietus? Oh, we're going to get some different music here in a second. Good question. Let us go over what we know. There it is. I'm not as annoyed by the change in music now that I know what's happening, that they just don't know how to mix audio. I just... I get a weird bit of mirth realizing they're just that incompetent. Because once more, I'm not good at mixing audio. I'm just like a self-taught dude. And even I don't do what the heck they're doing. That's how incompetent it is. 1 year in a video editor told me and taught me not to do what the heck they're doing for every single cutscene. That's how bad it is. Like, I know you guys may be watching this, or maybe if you played this game, you don't realize, well, like, mixing audio could be difficult, and they're completely different soundtracks, so yeah. It's like, no, they're doing it really bad. And you could even say, even if we have different soundtracks, why do you have soundtracks that are so against one another thematically that you can't meld them and mix them for the same cutscene? It's legitimately just bad sound design. The game just has bad sound design. Quietus is a phenomenon that disperses Gaia dust into the atmosphere at the turning point of the seasons. Yeah, we know that. The origin of the Gaia dust is, as you have surmised, the seas light themselves. Yeah, we know that. That's right. The seas light are clones of the Astrum cell found within the Red Queen, which is stupid. I'm pretty certain I mentioned last... I did mention last recording, I'm pretty certain. I looked it up for the cutscene. The Red Queen is a meteor. The Red Queen on Earth is a giant meteor, that giant crystal meteor. But in the middle of the meteor is Earth's DNA. That is how this is written. So effing stupid. So it's natural to consider the seas light as the origin, much in the same way that the Red Queen was. It's astounding that the freaking stupid robots with all their AI intelligence wouldn't have figured that out. And anything caught up by the seas light turns strange. You know what's even stupider? The robots have the means of terraforming. They don't need the freaking seas light to do that. They actually artificially changed the Sea's Light clones slash machine versions they made to terraform. That's not what the Red Queen did whatsoever. It doesn't terraform. So legit, they just had the means of terraforming. All the effing robots had to do was get to this planet. It's habitable. It's in a zone that can be habitated on. They just needed to terraform it. Terraform it to the point where it is something that humans that they have in cryogenics could live upon. That is all they needed to do. And none of this plot would be taking place. Everything would be good. There would be no reason for this entire game. Naturally, we're able to accumulate regular research into the Sea's Light. Just not well, you freaking losers. I believe Dianthus will know a lot about that. Will they? Because they never talk. They never tell us things unless we're in one of these cutscenes, and then we get like part 1 of the World Almanac of bullshit. Correct. However, none of our research was able to detect an anomaly. Not even like on the time Quietus is happening. That's right. Even during Quietus, the Sea's Light were normal, at least via the system we had built. Yeah, but like the system's based on the Red Queen. What you already mentioned, you don't know how that works. Yeah, all the systems you put in there are perfectly normal. But that doesn't say anything because you never properly researched the Red Queen. That tells us nothing. You don't even know how magic works or how monolites work, but you just gave them to the entire species on this planet? The Set are incompetent just as a race. They are just highly incompetent. But we're supposed to be told they're like super intelligent and way better than humans. It is so stupid. I hate this. As a matter of fact, we have still not found a reason for their peculiar glow during Quietus. Like, seriously, this is so effing stupid. But didn't you make the Sea's Light? As much as I hate to admit it. That is correct. They were originally devices for planting Astrum cell clones. Like, seriously, it's effing incompetent. Even if we're looking at it as a means of planting Earth's quote-unquote DNA, because planets are living things in this setting, they said that. Even if it was a way to plant Earth's DNA to make a clone of Earth, why would you do that from the Red Queen when the Red Queen is killing Earth? That is like the equivalent of planting cancer cells to try and replicate a planet without cancer cells. That's what they did. It's pure incompetence. They are just not good at their job. But as we do not know everything about Astrum cells, facets of the Sea's Light operation are still a mystery to us. Why did you do it then? Why would you go all in on this project when you just needed to terraform a planet? Exactly. At any rate, not being able to find any anomaly is what brought the Set's research into Quietus to a halt. What? Are you effing dumb? Well, we're not getting any ratings on our machines that are giving off the dust, so I guess we're done here. Everything's fine. You effing dipshits. But not for Geist. What did you say? I said not for Geist. Oh. Oh, they stopped that music. They're going to do some different music here in a second. What follows is concealed information that even Dianthus doesn't know. I don't know what? Concealed information. Geist discovered a phenomena where the Astrum cell would act as though naturalized when on Lost Gaia. Okay. Wasn't that the point? You were injecting Astrum cells. Oh wait, this is on Lost Gaia. I keep freaking forgetting they don't just call Earth, Earth. So Geist found a phenomenon where the astrum cell would act as though naturalized when on Earth. But the astrum cell is supposed to be Earth's DNA. What do you mean it was naturalized on Earth? Are you saying Geist found a phenomena where blood in a person was acting as if it was perfectly normal to be in the veins of the person? What are you talking about? Naturalized? There's new music. Correct. But it's simply, it gradually displayed power to revert this planet, Gaia, into the lost Gaia it was before. What? Okay, one of two things. So, it said it was showing this on Earth, for one. Two, even if you said it was happening on Gaia, I'd be confused because the entire point of injecting these quote-unquote astrum cells, the DNA of Earth, into this planet was to recreate Earth. They aren't trying to terraform a new planet, they're remaking Earth. They don't care about anything else. So that wouldn't even be an issue. It's like, yeah, the astrum cells are doing what they're supposed to, recreating Earth. But like I said earlier, it's like injecting cancer cells and trying to get a body without cancer cells when you're trying to make the body around cancer cells, just based on cancer cells. It's the George Carlin bit. We're not destroying the planet. The planet's just going to be Earth with plastic. It's going to kill us, but the planet's going to be great. Yeah, you guys freaking just made a second Earth with cancer dust. That's all you did because you're stupid. Oh my effing gosh. Yeah, let's call it here. It's been an episode. It's definitely been an episode. This cutscene's stupid. Like every single cutscene. It's got plot holes like every single cutscene. It contradicts itself like every cutscene. That is Harvestella in a nutshell. I will talk to you guys later, and I don't know. If you guys are this effing far in this series, I'm amazed. Thank you. I don't know why you're doing it. I don't know why I'm doing it anymore. So maybe I'll see you in another episode of Harvestella. If not, please check out something better on my channel. I'm not like this with a majority of my games. I really ain't. I have genuine joy, mirth, and wonder when playing a majority of my games. It's just Harvestella that sucks on my channel. I'll talk to you guys later. Ciao.